very good morning this beautiful Wednesday morning. And you know what we do every Wednesday? We talk about money matters. Yes, and today we are discussing a topic on matters disability and also matters finances. The two will go hand in hand. How? You better stay tuned and get to know about that. So talk to us on 20-316 on our SMS line and WhatsApp us on 0786-316-316 just to ask your questions, to make your comments, and you know, just to be involved and engaged on this conversation. With me in studio, I have a gentleman and a lady, a financial coach, and also an astute business person who is a person living with disability but has broken the ceiling and is doing amazingly well in the world of entrepreneurship. So join me right now, Salilimo, as I welcome my two amazing guests, Bruno and Hannah. Karibuni sana.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, the ladies will go first, and I'll start with you, Hannah, just to introduce yourself, you know, to our viewers and listeners.
Hi viewers, I hope you're well wherever you are. I'm Hannah, the financial coach, and I love teaching people, individuals, families about how to better their finances, and I've been doing this for the last 16 years. So reach out, let's talk.
Great. Mr. Bruno.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for hosting me today. I'm very enlightened and very feeling very well to be in this studio again the first time. And thank you. Today I'll be talking about disability and issues affecting disability fraternity in terms of financial management and financial status of most of the people in business.
Okay, fantastic.
Thank you.
Fantastic. And I'm still remaining with you, you know, just to start this conversation off. Let us know what it is like, or how was it like for you when you started off in business, especially as a person living with disability?
Well, going back to our business, I started quite early, just after college, and then the year working for some time. Then I went to business in the year 2003. Okay. And it was not easy. By then, I had no accident because my disability came after in 2004. We are talking about 21 years today. Okay. And that's why I started now doing my own business. And the situation was not very welcoming. Basically because there were no really laws that were guiding business in terms of people with disability. Right. Most of these laws that came after 2003, 2005, that's when the government started knowing there are people living with disability and putting laws in place. Okay. Somehow, that time, I think the situation, because I started in macadamia business. Yeah. That's what I do in terms of export. There were no really big laws that were guiding us, and people are not even aware of what are the conditions when you are disabled, because people are not even knowing that disability is something that is in the World Health Organization law. Okay. So now it is. At least today, you can say we have moved somewhere, but when it started, it was really quite low and very difficult for people to even recognize that you have. It was a new. It's a new form of living. Right. But now, to date, I think people have been enlightened in terms of what a disability means. There are laws which are guiding us to some extent, although they are not really deep to the village and to other peoples. Mostly urban areas, there are not people who knows about disability, how it moves around. Okay, the policies that that guides that. Okay, probably later on in the show, you may be able to mention a few of the laws that really benefit people living with disability. Oh, yes. Yeah? And Hannah, coming in as a financial expert, then what are some of the challenges? I'm sure you've dealt with people living with disability. Yes, when it comes to money matters, what are some of the challenges probably they go through? Because, you know, fortunately for Bruno, he's learned, he's doing great in business. But there are those, for example, like in town, you've seen people who, the ones who sell sweets or used to sell sweets, you know, the deaf, you know, those ones hard of hearing people.
and you find that just the only thing they know is probably selling those sweets. What are some of the challenges that they go through as people living with disability?
Discouragements. You find that in as much as the environment has changed, probably how you used to earn a living is no longer the same way possible. So you're very much discouraged and hopeless. And I've been able to interact with them and advise them that try something, whatever, even if it's that sweet, it can be profitable to you. And then the beauty with our country, we have so much compassion. You find people always buying those sweets, always reaching out. You'd rather help or buy those sweets to somebody who has something rather than those who beg on the streets. So for them is to help change the mindset and encourage them that they can start over and thrive. Because you see, no one is coming to rescue you. Even if you come to be helped, even if it's the government, the NGOs, or your family, the people will reach a point they have to move on with their life. But in that period, see how you can change your life, change your mindset. Because you're finding that people who are physically having a disability and those who have a mental challenge in the sense of, and I consider this as a disability, you have lost your job, but in your state of mind, you do not want to change that. You want to still wait for a white-collar job. But by changing your perspective and having hope and encouraging yourself in the Lord, you can be able to do something else. And I've seen people thrive, including that young man who is called Vuji, and he doesn't have any limbs. And by his story of how the Lord, he's born again, of how the Lord has been able to encourage him, he has been able to get a family, he has a best-selling book, he goes all over the world encouraging people, talking to them that you can do better, you can thrive, you can change your mindset, and whatever the Lord has for you is still there. His purpose is still right. He still has good plans for you. So for me, I usually take them and encourage them, you can start over. And I usually also encourage them to enter into support groups and to enter into counseling. And by the grace of God, many churches offer counseling free of charge. Where you can be able to go there, get a support group, and work with people.
Wow, amazing. Bruno, you know, as someone living with disability, you said this happened in 2004. 204,
Yes.
So of course, there before you were just okay and all. Did this change your perception or approach on how you manage your finances later?
Oh yes, thank you for that question. Basically, yes, because when you are in a normal life the way you are, or my sister, yes, things change. Like you know, disabilities is quite different. It comes in different forms. They might be inborn, it might be physical, acquired, in terms of like an accident. So you are living a normal life, then abruptly the things change. So you have to adapt. Like you stay in hospital maybe for 6 months, or you are cut off from movement for maybe a year. So before now you organize yourself back to normal, the community accepts you, your friends accept you, and then you start touching the ground again. It's quite challenging, yes? So at that point, you have to readjust your mind also. So that you start accepting yourself as a different person, a person who is in another world, a world that also will meet other challenges, because the challenges will never end because you have started the first challenge. Other challenges will come. So when you adapt positively, that's when we move forward.
Okay.
You know, there are people who become disabled because of physical acquired disability. So they live there to beg, to be begging and trying to be everybody to feel.
Pity party.
So when you have people around you who encourage you, like the church and your friends and maybe your buddies, your classmates, then you can live that other life. It's another second life in the world. So you accept yourself, you start looking at the world differently. then embracing it and moving forward.
Right.
So those challenges, they are there. The normal challenges will be there. Still, the financial challenges, because you are talking about finances,
Yes.
it will be even more difficult. But you need someone to hold your hand.
Yeah.
So that you can even strategize in a new way of working this business, in business or in any other financial situation you are in, so that you can move forward.
So what changed when you know, in terms of, for example, your style of financial management before and after? Was there any difference in how you manage now your finances after the accident?
Yes. One, you have to know that there are no more the normal expenses, no more day-to-day expenses.
Yes.
So that one you have to meet them.
Okay.
And then you have to know that you have to be very keen in your savings. Then how you invest that money, the more money you are getting, so that it can cushion you in terms of if anything comes in. So you have to be very keen in terms of how to spend your money.
Okay.
Where you earn it from, and then how to save it.
Okay.
Because we need to have some bumper stock, bumper somewhere you can kind of run that is not too much stressing you.
Okay.
Because already you are stressing with your you are stressed with your disability.
Yeah.
So you need to be very positive thinking person.
Okay.
You know, and accept things. And then avoiding too much of those things that maybe distract you. And so you must be very keen in a way of moving financial spendings and any other living condition.
All right. Because I'm seeing you're talking about mindset. Hannah spoke about mindset.
Yeah.
It seems it's a very important aspect of it. And I don't know if you have anything to add on what is said.
I want to say that no one is coming to rescue you.
Yeah.
You have to stand up and show up for yourself. So even in matters finances, even before you're physically whole, but you don't know about the next minute, what can capture you.
Right.
So even before any disability, you see we have the physical disability and also another challenge that we have, because challenges are part of life.
Yeah.
You're finding right now people who have lost job because of the NGO world space and what is going on. And that somehow is a type of a disability because people are getting into depression. You have to show up for yourself. And I like what he has mentioned about having a buffer. As I said here in my last time I was here, we always have to have an emergency saving. And I usually recommend up to 36 months of your normal monthly expenses. That should be your goal. And 10% of your income, every little coin you get, 10% of it should go towards this emergency, because life is life. And that we're keeping for you in money market, where you can be able to to protect you from inflation. So in case such challenges come, for 36 months, the standard of living for your children and your family will not change. So it's very important to have this in place. And then at the end of the day, even if you are helped by everyone in the world, nobody can help you to talk to you. Even if they tell you everything, it's for you to accept. Yes,
for you to
and talk to yourself.
Okay. I love, you've talked about the emergency fund, and I'd want us to go deeper into that right after, Bruno. When you're doing this business, you're successful. As you do it, you're very successful, having followed you and seeing what you've been doing.
Yes.
How have you managed to do this? How have you managed to get yourself to where you are right now?
One, as I told you, the first step is to start thinking positively.
Okay.
Second step is to have in your environment, you have to know whom you are working with.
Okay.
That's very important.
Okay.
Number three, you need to know about the laws, the laws that guide us.
Yeah.
So a lot of information, you need a lot of information. Not only that financial, like my sister here, you need a lot of information from all other sectors. So you have to be, if you want to be successful, you must be reading a lot of information from the media, from any information you get from the newspaper, from internet.
Right.
Keeping information and having that information, you are able to move to the next step without too much maybe relying on the old
tradition of doing business.
Yeah. Where you put the pen down, you have to be good in bookkeeping.
Yes.
to be talking with a financial expert like my sister here.
Yes.
To be able to talk to institutions, the banks, the circles, and other lenders.
Yes.
So that when you manage your finances, you know you are not relying on somebody. You rely on the machine helps us too much, like the small machines that we have, the laptop, the phones. So information is power. That's the thing I want to do.
True.
If you have more information, you can manage yourself. And be reading also. You know, reading is also important.
Yeah, update yourself.
Update yourself in matters that guide your movements. So that when you, like finances, finance is very tricky.
Right.
People go up and go down. But to maintain that level, it is quite challenging.
Yes.
So we need to be very keen on how we move in our environment, people interact with, how we manage that situation, and moving forward to look forward.
Okay.
So that you know the trends. What are the trends in the market?
Yeah.
Financial expert will tell you.
Yeah.
How do you do it trajectory for the next 5 years? So you plan maybe for 5 years. Things may change, like the corona, how it brought us down. There was no movement, there was no export. So you are down.
Right.
But you moved from there and now we are somewhere.
Okay.
Yes.
Fantastic. You know, knowledge is power, like you just said.
Yes.
And Hannah, he talks about knowledge, of course, and also the importance of having a financial coach like you.
Yes.
How important is that, especially for someone living with disability and they're there and they're like, I don't think I need that. You know, how important is it for someone to have someone like you in their lives?
As a financial coach, you'll have alignment. You're finding that people have a lot of finances, but they do not plan for it. They only plan for today. And as I always say to my clients, your finance is for 4 generations. It's for the generation of your parents. Honor your father and mother in the Lord, for this is right. It's the finances to help you eat today, and to keep something for your children and children's children. So you need to align your finances so that you can bless the generations in you, and also to also protect you in the sense that in case of such an issue, such an accident, what will happen to your family? And that's why we come in as financial experts to tell you, you have to take that risk somewhere else. You don't carry it with you. And that's why policies come in, like we have what we call endowment with profits, whole of life. Not only disability physically, we also have chronic illnesses, and you may find people have medical covers that do not cover chronic illnesses because of there's a sub limit they can only enjoy. So in your financial planning, we help you manage for saving, we help you manage for investment, we help you manage that in case of risk, in case of permanent disabilities, how will your children go to school? There's a way we can manage that the school is paid for by waiver of premium, and that child will go to school. We have where you are given a sum of money to be able to help treat yourself, a huge sum of money, like in millions, so you can be able to go to India or to be able to get things that will support you, crutches, or if you need surgery. That is in your financial planning. So it's very important for you to make sure in your finance, apart from saving, how protected are you? Yes.
Okay. Wow.
And these things are not expensive. Like recently, last week, I was able to protect a man who is 34 years by paying 2,000 shillings, where they'll be able to be covered critical illness. They'll be able to be given permanent protection, permanent disability protection, and still have, in case they survive all their life, for that period, that money is not lost. That money will go to their children as an inheritance plan, where they'll be paid that sum of money. So you're protected 3 times, and it's very little. 2,000 is where we'll go to Java with Mr. Bruno, have a cup of tea and finish in 30 minutes. But people are not willing to hear.
Bruno, you seem to really be very well versed when it comes to matters finance as a business person, probably not as the expert, but as a business person. And I'm just wondering, is financial literacy important? Because you seem to have it. Is it that important when you're running businesses like you are?
Yes, very, very important. I think, to answer your question, I was listening to somebody who was from America, a young guy. And then he talked about, he has worked in many fields, in aviation, in supermarkets, as a driver, but he came back to Kenya. You know what he said? He said one thing that I think I need to be telling my son, my daughter, and my friends.
Yeah.
So why do you go to school? To do what?
To get knowledge, to learn.
Get knowledge.
Yeah.
Then after knowledge, maybe something they go to for a good job, like your job. Maybe they get good life. But where does it start? One, all your education that you do, or you have done, the most important thing is to solve a problem.
Yes.
What you do, anybody you see in college, anybody doing business, anybody working, when you think about solving a problem, that's why now you are in business.
Wow.
What is the gap? What is there that you want to fill?
Yeah. Yeah.
So literally, all education, all business you do, you are filling a gap. There is a gap somewhere.
Yes.
So that gap is one which is called business. That's why people want to, when you get your salary, you feel a gap. You want to spend somewhere in your clothing, in your eating, in your paying rent, or investing. You are feeling a gap. That was very great statement from that young guy. So literally, financial literacy is more than important. Everybody, I think it should be even the biggest subject in school.
Yeah.
Correct.
Because when you earn your salary, when you earn your salary, then how do you spend it?
Okay.
So when you do business, how do you spend it? So if you get financial literacy from the experts, like my sister here, it will guide you how to spend. Slowly by slowly. These are priorities. These are investment. These are savings.
Okay.
And these are three key things. So literacy is most important. It should be a subject in school.
Wow.
I listened to another recently. I think was is a guru. Those we call guru.
Yes.
He's an Indian.
Yeah.
He was talking about how to your son, like the Indian, they do business. They train them from the tender ages. They go to business on Saturdays with their sons.
Yeah.
They are not too
Just
much.
to mentor them.
They are not too much concentration on the books and the physics, the history, archaeology, the university. They are more concerned about financial literacy.
Okay.
And that's why they are successful, because they are accustomed to financial management. They know coins matter.
Okay.
So you see them in the bank, they are taking even the coins.
Yes.
For people maybe who are in our African setup, the coins are to throw on the car there and move.
Yes.
I love that. So every coin matters.
Every coin matters.
Let's take a very short break because it's getting very interesting.
Thank you.
And indeed, we said earlier when we started that we'll be learning, and we've learned here that every coin matters. Financial literacy is important and should be taught in schools. We'll be right back with much more of that because the conversation is getting really, really interesting. But let's get to listen to this short clip from one of our partners called Ken. Let's have a listen to his, sentiments on this clip, and we'll be right back.
My name is Kennedy Ngoge Karaoke. I'm born again. I love the Lord as my personal savior. I am married to one lady, Caroline. I think for the past 16 years, I have 3 children whom I adore, and I work as a teacher for the Teacher Service Commission.
From those early days knowing about family media, Kennedy has grown in faith and spirit through some of the programs on TV and radio.
I watch Joseph Prince talks about grace. So when I talk about grace, it's like I learn more of what I can be gracious to be. I don't become judgmental once watching that. Then I watch Joel Austin for hope. If I want to know something about hope, aspiring goodness, Joyce Meyer's teachings about everyday life, everyday decisions, and always reflect so much on on her past and the way her walk was. Jack Van Impe, when he talks about the future, yeah, it talks about eschatology, the study of the future. So all these speakers, they have a different niche, and they are all in one platform. If I want to know the Word of God, I know specific about this area, there's a speaker who is there for that.
Giving financially to enable God's work through media has not been easy, but with time, Kennedy has found assurance by trusting in the Lord.
Initially, when I started being a partner, I was working very far from my family, and I was taken. It was very far, and those days we didn't have pay bill like the one we use today. So we would go to the city. I would go to Cooperative Bank. Yeah. Then we line up like for a whole day, almost like 2-3 hours for us to make a deposit. So there is this incident. One day I was going to my place of work, so I had to pass through Cooperative Bank, and it was getting late. So I lined up. There was only one vehicle that was supposed to take me to my workstation, and I was afraid that it's going to leave me. So I had to make a choice. Should I deposit this money, or should I just line up and then I'll just go and God will send me a vehicle? Then it so happened, I lined up, I deposited. Then when I went to take the vehicle, that vehicle that I was supposed to use got an accident. So some of my colleagues, they fell on top of it. It was a Land Rover. They fell on top, they got accident. So I asked myself, so God told me to go and to participate in His Word, and He's going to secure me. He's going to protect me. That is when I came to love the Word, giving. Because out of that experience I learned, I was able to come late. I missed the vehicle, but I was spared a lot of harm. So I've been a partner. I've been a partner for a long time. That was around 2006.
We acknowledge your support and prayers towards keeping Jesus on the airwaves. But as is clear in the world we live in today, we need to reach even more with the encouraging and life-changing word of our Lord Jesus Christ. To become a partner, SMS the word partner to 20316. That's 20316.
And indeed, we acknowledge your support this far. Thank you so much. Just like our partner Kennedy has talked about the impact that, being on Family TV has had on his life. Therefore, we just want to urge you to keep on supporting this amazing ministry, this amazing community that is doing a great job out there. We are reaching many people. So do you want to be part of this? Remember, you can send your name or the name partner to 20316 SMS line or 0786 316 316 WhatsApp number. You can send the word partner and we'll reach out to you to be able to join and have such a testimonial like Kennedy. And we get back to our conversation of the day, which is, the impact of disability on matters finances. And before the break, Bruno had talked about every coin matters. Hannah, is that really true, or is it just coins you give the children, they keep somewhere in a car box or in the car? There's that car thing in the car you put there. How important are those coins?
They're very important, because I remember there's a time we had an issue in Kenya where supermarkets had very limited coins in circulation, and then they started giving out sweets, and it was upsetting people to the extent that people would store those sweets, and when they come to do a purchase, they come with those sweets, and the supermarket will not accept. So those coins are very important, and you may realize, like the 52 weeks challenge that people have, people would just save the little coins, and then at the end of the year, you see how much you have been able to save in your piggy bank. And I'll give an example of myself. For me, my parents were entrepreneurs, and we had little home banks. Since I knew myself, 4 years, we had those little home banks where we had in a certain side of my parents' bedroom. And because my family, my father and mother are entrepreneurs, they had a target of coming with 500 shillings every day. And that 500 shillings, they will come, and it came in form of coins. And we'll call them the kalusi, the one that was 40 shillings and 20 pop. So we'll come with them, and then in those home banks, we knew that we had to keep 100 for food, 100 for rent in those home banks to be able to achieve our target for for the month, and then at the end of the month we'll break them as a family, and we'll know, have we made rent, have we made food this month, and school fees. And in school I was known, I would go to school with a kiondo of coins, and I'll be given my space to count those coins to be able to pay my fees. If it's secondary, or it's college, I would be known that was a girl for coins. So I respect coins.
Oh wow!
Do not despise coins, because it's taking care of the pennies that the pounds will come. So they really do matter. Yes.
Awesome. Bruno, you know, when this, I'm just wondering if with the disability, living with disability, does it have a direct impact on your profitability in your business? Do you think there's an impact?
Yeah. Yes, that's also a nice question. Disability has its own advantages. The impact is huge.
Right.
For example, let me give you good examples.
Yeah.
When you see my car outside there, I have a sticker.
Yes.
It is for disabled people. So you put it in front and behind. So you don't pay any parking.
Yes.
Wow.
Even in State House, if it is paid.
Wow.
So any parking anywhere, it is exempted.
Yeah.
Number two, for those who are earning money, like people with pay slip,
Yes.
you are exempted from taxes
Right.
up to 150,000.
Yes.
Wow.
If your salary is, you are not taxed up to 150,000. You are only taxed from 150,000 and above.
Okay.
You know that's a lot of saving.
Yeah.
For somebody who is earning 150 and is zero tax,
It's a lot.
it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So it has an impact on financials when you are disabled.
Okay.
The other also we call incentives when it comes to finances.
Yes.
Other than exemption from pay slips, even taxes.
Yes.
Like if I import a car, I'm exempted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, up to 4,000 liters.
Okay.
That's a big car for
That's a huge one.
4,000 liters. There are also incentives after the new government, the law came into power, into action. That is Kibaki's era. I think that's why it was implemented.
Yeah.
Then it was the Constitution 2010. And also the other laws which are being amended now and then to favor more of disabled people through advocacy. And we have many groups.
Okay.
And then PWD, that is National Council of People with Disability.
Yes.
They have programs that help people to move, like wheelchairs. They are free.
Yeah.
They are free actually. Not people. No, they are for free.
Okay.
They are
The assisted technology
Yeah.
equipment. Okay.
They are the other NGOs who come like site savers.
Okay.
They train people for free. The people who have you cannot see, who are blind. Even there are schools like school for the deaf.
Okay.
Or for the impaired,
Right.
hearing
Yes.
impairment. They are subsidized.
Okay.
So for me, I'm not there, but financially, I have benefited.
save
Actually,
quite a
impact is
bit.
high.
Yeah.
It's quite big.
Okay.
But it's only to get that information.
Car insurances, do you just pay the normal?
We pay the normal.
okay.
I think one of the lady will tell us about insurances.
Yes, actually.
But, but we pay the normal. I haven't done any, but we need to advocate for that.
Right.
So that maybe the insurance industry can look at it's all about advocacy.
Yeah.
It's about advocacy.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
And because you're on matters, insurances,
Yes, yes.
Hannah, what are some of the insurance policies that you may recommend to PWDs? Because I'm sure someone is out there and they just wonder, or they don't even know actually. It's about what you're saying, advocacy, informing these people. What are some of them?
We'll start with health cover. It's very important to get a health cover. Why? Because you may find you may need to support your condition. For example, you may need physiotherapy, or you may need some drugs to help you enjoy or know how to live with that challenge. So it's very important to have a health cover. Not only the statutory health cover of SHA, you have to get a private one that will be able to boost the normal one that you have. And we have as little as 6,000 per person to be able to help you with an inpatient of 250. That one everyone can manage. You have to try and also help you, because why? When you have these covers, or when you have finances, it will be able to make your life a little bit easier. And also money gives you options. And then I want to talk about having these insurances as somebody who's have a disability challenge and someone who doesn't have that disability challenge. Why? Because you have to prepare. Both of them, apart from having a health cover, you also need to create opportunities to be able to school your children with educational cover. Why? Because you'll find no one is coming to educate your children for you. No one is paying that school fees. So you need to provide for them. And these educational policies, in them you have what you call permanent disability cover, and also waive of premium, of paying that premium in case you have that disability.
Is it? Wow.
Yes. And it's very little money. You'll find like as a rider for an education policy of 3,000, a rider will be 100 bob to be able to help you with that. In addition to that, we have what we call whole of life. Whole of life means you're covered for the rest of your life, the rest of your living life, where you pay a small amount of money, maybe that 3,000 or 100 shillings per day, and then it's able to protect you from and give you some money for permanent disability, and also protect you in case of a critical illness. Because you find, yes, you have that disability, but you see you have other organs in your body that are functioning. So in case you have something like a chronic illness of a heart failure or a kidney issue, you need money over and above. The health cover will only cover you at a minimum amount. Why? Because it's for a period of a year. After that year, there's something called, they'll be cutting as a chronic illness, so that money will reduce. Even if you have a cover of $1 million, they'll only give you to a small extent. So if you have the other one that I'm calling whole of life, it will help you as a critical illness, give you a lump sum of money, you go to India and you'll be able to be treated and supported. Then you have another one called endowment with profits. This works as an investment tool where you're able to invest for your financial goals. And then it comes with all these riders of permanent disability, critical illness. So it's very important in your finances. And I always say 30% of whatever you earn is yours to keep. Let not everyone eat everything. So that 30% will have to keep 10% for emergency saving in money market. Then the other 10% will now come and take care of the health cover, you take care of the educational policy, you take care of the whole of life to take care of your life, and also the endowment with profits, where we're able to help you invest and still be able to be protected. And then the other 10% we keep for your retirement, because even the people who are facing this challenge, we're getting old, and no one is planning your retirement. There's no Serikali's idea. It is you to help yourself.
Whether you're living with disability or not.
Either. It cuts across. Why? Because you realize at the end of the day, as long as you're an adult of 32 teeth and 18 years of age, your responsibility is to you. All these NGOs come to help you and facilitate you, but it's your responsibility to take care of yourself. So if you're having that challenge or not, you have to keep 30% as paying yourself first. Try and live on 60% of your income. Otherwise, you're doing your money a disservice, you're doing your life a disservice. And as I told you, there are 4 generations that are depending on every coin that you're earning.
Fantastic.
Let me support a point.
Sure.
In one way. Insurance.
Yes.
I think the penetration level of insurance in Kenya is 2%.
Yes, it is.
Why? Let me ask you a question. What is more important? Is this your body or your car?
My body.
Your body.
Yes.
Now, when the insurance fraternity or the people get, let me call it civic education. What is more important? Why should I insure my car for maybe 2 million, 3 million worth of that car? And my body I'm not covered. So which is more important? When people start thinking about that insurance, your body is more important. I'm not an insurance person. But I think when you have medical insurance, as it says, it is more important than your car.
Correct.
True. So you have 3 cars in your household. If you don't have insurance, or even one car, first you start with your insurance, your body. Or the family insurance that we call it, because it covers you. your spouse,
Yes,
and
the
your children.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is very important.
Very
Maybe today I'll get some coins from
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, because you've actually
I want
come in
to
also as
promote
an
you. It's
expert.
very important.
Sure.
So, and let's just get a little bit onto our socials, and I'm seeing some reactions here. Someone says, Sally and the panelists, thank you for teaching us how to be financially disciplined because every coin matters. God bless you. Thank you for that. Then we also have someone saying, disability to those who do not have a job and are doing small business. It affects your profit. It affects your profit levels. Yeah, yeah. I think just that's a comment the person is making, and coming back to Bruno, you know, living with a disability, and you're in business. I'm sure you've employed people out there. Do you also create opportunities for people living with disability, and how do you ensure that the environment they're working in really supports them? You know, as PWDs.
Okay, thank you. Thanks once more. Myself as a person, I am a good advocate of issues related to disability.
Yes.
Very, very passionate about it. I talk about it because I came to know sometimes back people don't want to be associated with disability.
Yeah.
But that's ignorance. They never know to be disabled is permanent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's why people in most of households and families,
Yeah.
they don't want even to go and register as disabled people.
Yes.
One thing, they don't know maybe the process. Number two, maybe they feel ashamed of being with the family as a disabled person. So they hide them. In the villages, they hide them.
Yeah.
Even in towns here, they hide them.
Even in towns, right? Yeah.
But coming back to a question, being an advocate of that disability, in my estate where I live, or in the groups that I am, I post only the things related to disability.
Okay.
So that people know it is important to accept that person,
Yes.
to accept your condition.
Yes.
It's not a curse.
Yeah.
Okay? So in my advocacy and in my working environment, I always try to help wherever I can.
Yeah.
I'll go back to where we are now with one body called Next Step.
Okay.
It's an NGO.
Okay.
And they are helping people. They are training what we call inclusivity.
Okay.
It is even good that today we are here on the national TV to talk about disability. We have a big summit called Disability Inclusivity.
Okay.
It's a summit. It's a big worldwide summit.
Okay.
It's coming this year, but it was there 2018, I think 2022. Now, inclusivity in the workplace, in any environment that a disabled person is.
Okay.
Inclusivity to be included in that society.
Right.
So, like in your building like this one, you need to have a parking place for a disabled person, well marked persons with disability parking. It's reserved.
Okay.
In town here, there are many, but people abuse them. You feel somebody like a normal person is coming to park in our
Yeah.
parking.
And give the guard a hand.
And it's all,
Yeah.
it's not even in your parking lot outside here, you need a space for that disability.
Okay.
That's called inclusivity.
Okay.
When you have somebody with a wheelchair, how does he come downstairs here?
Okay.
So you need a space for her to
Yeah.
go downstairs, and or the lift is there for is wide because you need to go there with the
Yeah.
Yeah.
The inclusivity part of it is the workplace, every workplace, every institution, corporations.
Right.
Like now we are doing a very big program for all institutions, government, corporations, big companies, are small, big, medium, small microfinances, so that we train them. I'm a consultant in that level
Okay.
because I'm a consultant with a company called SharePoint, where we are doing that program. The next step is an NGO,
Yeah.
so that we roll it out to big companies, medium sized,
Right.
private or government corporation. We are talking about Kenya Power,
Okay.
KenGen, KPC, KTDA, so that when you go train them about inclusivity, actually the topic is big, is inclusivity in the workplace. We'll be able to tell them that in your families, if you have a disabled person, let them shout out, let them get it registered.
Yes.
In your workplace, let's have those yellow lines, the marketing, where the disabled are supposed to park their cars, the toilets. I've gone to many hotels in Nairobi. The toilets are very big, big doors, and it is very special. But you see a normal person there going to that toilet. What is that?
So this person who that's meant for, they have to wait.
They have to wait. And somebody is disability, stays there for a minute to be able to move around there inside to do his or her jobs inside there.
Yeah, and because time is running so fast, this is so interesting. And I'm also seeing a lot of people also, talking to us here. Someone is saying, hi, Sally, I love what Mweshimiwa is saying. Insurance for self-body is key before insuring material things. Lesson learned. So you're teaching someone something out there. And then there's also someone saying we have a long way to inclusivity. Public bathrooms being disability friendly, transport sector, public vehicles, buildings without ramps. So exactly what you're talking about, and so it is something that actually people relate with out there. And because we have a few minutes left to go, Hannah, probably you may just talk to us very briefly about estate planning for people living with disability, briefly as we wind up.
Estate planning, you need to arrange yourself. You need to help somebody in your family know what you own. Have that written down carefully, and then also be able to plan yourself to leave an inheritance. And as I was telling you, something like a whole of life inheritance plan, it's very cheap, but you'll be able to leave tangible, sizable amount of money to your next of kin. In addition, you also need to be able to pass on the risk. Pass on the risk from yourself and give us to the insurance to help you, and have a written will. Let people know your property. Why? Because if those properties are not well known and you hid them, they'll go to the unclaimed financial asset parastatal, which is unfair to your family. So have everything that you own written down. Take on this responsibility to the insurance people, and we can be able to help you with that. Reach out to me, Hannah, the financial coach, and I'll be able to guide you. So let's plan finances. No one is coming to rescue you. Thank you.
Bruno, do you have any collaboration with people who, are also supporting PWDs elsewhere? Do you collaborate with other people?
Yes, we have a number of groups which we have formed. So to reach everybody in Kenya, we do have WhatsApp groups. There are quite a number of them. And we pass that information through that platform. We have collaborations with other institutions like NGOs like the one I'm telling you about, called The Next Step. They are very, very supportive. We have site savers, they are collaborating with us also. So they look at specifically for people who are blind, site savers. So they support in many schools. Number three, we have Safaricom Foundation, which is doing us a great work in terms of supporting us. It's a big collaboration. MasterCard Foundation that's coming in because through I have attended last year and this year we have Inua Jamii Kiinue. It's a program done by MasterCard through KEPSA, Kenya Private Sector Association, and KMA, Kenya Manufacturers Association. They are training people, and they have a lot of money, 14 billion. Can you imagine?
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. And then they train you. They train disabled people and women enterprises. But when I attended that the training program, I could not see disabled people. There are few. So we started calling and forwarding the messages to the groups. Some came, and it's broad. They have a lot of money to do that. MasterCard is a big thing.
Fantastic.
And it's big money. If you have small business, for disabled, they will finance you.
Yeah.
Those are collaboration, I can tell you.
Okay,
Yes.
fantastic. Unfortunately, we may have to come to the end of this beautiful show, But never mind, sometimes we get opportunities to even have a part 2, by the way. So don't,
Should be soon.
yeah, we may be able to
Yes.
find that opportunity. We pray that we get it, you know, and so we might just come back for the same conversation, because there's still so much to discuss, isn't it? Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your feedback out there, for just being part of this conversation, joining in and asking questions and learning, you know, and making those beautiful comments. Asante sana. And again, to that beautiful and supportive group of people that I always talk about, our partners who are always ensuring that they've held our hands to ensure that we have been on air for the last 25 years. By the way, it is through your support that we've been able to do that and bring you such amazing content, you know, that's inspiring, that is teaching you to do one of this, enlightening you, you know. So please be part of this by just sending your name, the word partner, to 20316 on SMS. 0786316316 is our WhatsApp line. Send the word partner and someone will reach out to you. And if you have anything that you may want to support this this impactful program with, then you can send that to our pay bill number 316316, and the account name will be your telephone number, you know. So keep supporting this journey, keep walking with us, and God will bless you. Have a lovely day, and may the Lord God bless you and keep you. Asante sana, and see you again tomorrow.